Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to Calvin's investing channel. As usual, I'm your host Calvin, and today we're going to be looking at my challenge account, which began with $500, and the goal of this account is to utilize the power of credit spreads and Iron Condors to try to grow this 500 into 2K and then 5K and then maybe even 100K. So before we get started, if you could just show your support for this video, go down, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. I really appreciate it. This strategy is definitely one of the more conservative strategies, but as usual, I am not a financial expert, so please contact a financial advisor if you do plan on investing. With that being said, let's take a look at my account. So my account's currently around $651. Last week we were at about $550. If you remember, we were at $549. Over this last week, my account gained about almost $100. It shows about $97 because over the weekend there was a couple of little movements that recalibrated my account to make sure I actually got the $650 last week. So basically, it was a $101 gain last week, and what I did was I opened a couple of credit spreads as well as an Iron Condor. So let's go into the trades I made last week. So the first trade I did was a Facebook Iron Condor. I set the upper bound at $302.50, the lower bound at $242.50, and then I bought a strike for the put, $250 lower, or $2.50 lower, which means it's about $250, because remember, options are in lots of 100 shares. I did the same with the bid side, or the call side. I bought a $305 call, and the net credit was $50. So what it said is I received this $50 in credit, and as long as Facebook trades between $302.50 and $242.50, as long as it trades within that range, and by Friday at close, I would be able to get this to retain my collateral, which was $250, plus receive this credit of $50. So the way I found this Facebook Iron Condor was I looked at sort of the support. I also saw that earnings were this week, and I wanted to pick up contracts that were a little higher in premium. And usually earnings week is a little bit more risky, but I saw that Facebook, I looked at it and I didn't think Facebook was going to breach all-time highs, even with a blowout earnings. I felt like the last couple of months, Facebook has sort of treaded water. There's a lot of controversy, so I thought it was going to be a really good safe side to be about $302 on the call side. The lower bound, it hasn't hit 240 for quite some time. I felt that there was a lot of support right there, and I decided to pick that one up. The put side didn't really net me a whole lot of credit. As you can see, it only gave me $8. Most of this credit from the Iron Condor came from the call side. It was inherently a lot more bullish activity. My next trade was an Apple put credit spread. Apple, like Facebook, also had earnings this week. It was trading at 142, and I looked at the charts and I figured that, hey, maybe $12 out of the money would be enough. I did get a little scare on Friday when Apple hit 131, but basically this said as long as Apple didn't break below 130, I would make $10 per put credit spread, and I could just walk away with that. So this gave me a return of about 10%. Facebook gave me a return of about 50%, of about 20%, excuse me. So both were pretty sizable gains, and I definitely look for at least 10% gains or 10% return on investment for a weekly put credit spread. My next trade was GameStop. So as you know, GameStop was one of the hyped meme stocks of the week. Rather than really plan it out, I decided, hey, why don't I pick up a put credit spread, because premiums were going off the charts. So I picked up I sold a $33 put. I bought a $32 put for a $13 credit. That was a 13% gain for using $100 of collateral. And at that time, GameStop was trading well above $100. So my thinking was that GameStop would had to break down below what it was pre-Friday or pre big Wall Street bets short squeeze. So I bet that there was almost a 0% chance that would happen, and these contracts, like my others, expired worthless. Now I also did open another GameStop credit spread right here, the same idea. And what happened was that I originally was trying to open 5 for a credit of $18 each. That would have been an 18% gain. The problem with that was that it would not get filled, and I only got one of these orders filled. But still, $18 or an 18% gain for a contract that was about $70 out of the money was definitely a really great return, and it was, in my opinion, was definitely very safe. So taking you back to this account, we're at 650. I have about 647 in buying power. I think this is more accurate with what I actually have in the account at the moment. I'm waiting for this to update Monday. I have about 647. I think there's a little bit of slippage there, but basically this week is I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm looking at definitely opening some credit spreads for things such as Pinterest. I think Pinterest is going to have great earnings, so one of the things I'm looking at the moment is going to be Pinterest Iron Condors. So Pinterest is trading around $68. One of my ideal Iron Condor at the moment is I'm looking at the 85 to 90 dollar calls. I'm thinking about doing an Iron Condor with that as the upper limits, and for the puts, I'm thinking of maybe doing it around the 45 and 50. So far that's what I have in mind. It's gonna give me a credit of maybe, I'm hoping to get it filled at 0.85. It's slightly under 20% because I am putting $500 of collateral down, but I do think that Pinterest will not break below 50. I also don't think that, I think that there is a chance it could break over 85, but I think it's highly unlikely. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this Monday morning, and then if things align, then I will be opening this Pins Iron Condor. Okay, well, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in today, and this is just sort of my weekly update. I'm up to almost about $650 from a starting point of $500 in 2 weeks, with only strictly utilizing credit spreads. So there's not a lot of buying and selling shares options. I'm only using credit spreads, and I'm only making about a handful of trades per week. This week, I technically made 4 trades, 2 for Apple, 2 for GameStop, 1 for Facebook, and I sold these credit spreads or Iron Condors, and I just let them expire, and they netted me a return of almost $100, or a little bit over $100. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys next time. Please hit the subscribe button, and I appreciate all your support. Thank you.